I'm theciaellis, and welcome to Grandma's Homestead. We are down here back at the church kitchen again, and you can hear the ice machine running in the background. Today, I'm going to make potatoes and cabbage. Now, this is a similar recipe to what I've done in the past. I can't remember if I've done a video on it, but I do have a recipe for, it's called red potato cold cannon, which is red potatoes and cabbage and onion and, of course, the garlic and salt and pepper, and then they add milk to it at the end, not to make it soupy or anything, but just kind of make it a nice texture. So we're doing the next in the series of Are You Ready for the Next Great Depression? And this is a good Depression era dish of cabbage and potatoes, and let's get started on that. Because the potatoes and the onions need to be done first, I've already got them diced up. This is a medium-sized yellow onion diced up. This is about 3 medium-sized potatoes that I've diced up so that they can be frying up. And while that's going, I will be cutting up this cabbage and getting it ready to go into the dish too. I've got my oil heating up in the pan. And as I've told you guys before, it's always better to have lard or any animal fat, even butter. But we are talking Depression era, and we are up here, I'm using the church's stuff, so we're using vegetable oil. Let's put our onions in here. And our, whoa, about lost everything. And our potatoes, and let's let them cook down. While this is cooking, I got my stash of kosher salt here. Get a good sprinkle on it. We'll start with that. As we get into it, we'll taste it and see if that's if that was enough salt. Do a little pinch of black pepper. And I'm going to wait on the garlic powder. While the potatoes are cooking down, let's get started on taking care of the cabbage. All right, I've taken out the outer leaves and I washed it. Cabbage was a major staple that's very filling for people in the Depression era, and of course we've discussed previously how potatoes played a big part in filling people's tummies in the Depression era too. And onion and garlic are two very good forms of spicing. I like to use regular garlic, but I didn't have access to that, so this is what we're thinking about doing. Is just, if you keep butter on hand, if you can keep garlic, fresh garlic on hand, that's great. Or even the canned garlic is a good thing. The kosher salt is something that you should always consider. Whatever salt you use to cook with, I don't recommend table salt, but you know, some people like their sea salt and there's a Redmond salt and stuff. I just use kosher salt. It's easy to pinch, it's easy to measure, it's easy to deal with. And these pieces, now they're going to cook down, but if you think about it, especially after they cook down, that's going to be something that you can bite into. You don't have huge slabs of cabbage that you're trying to shove into your mouth. I like them into good bite-sized pieces. That has a good feel in your mouth. And then what I do with these, I'm sure there's something you're supposed to do this, and I will probably research it and see what they do with the core of a cabbage. But right now, it's going in the garbage. I do need it, but to me that feels wasteful. In my home, I would have saved that and given it to the pigs, so it would not have been a waste in my home. Alright, our cabbage is ready, and we're just waiting for the potatoes to get a little bit more done. Alright, these are cooking down pretty good. I don't want them completely done because we're going to add the cabbage now, but there's a little bit of a bite to them, but it's not too bad. So it's a good time to add our cabbage. Let's see if I can do this without making a mess. I don't have a lid for this pan, but let's get it all stirred up. And I can put a cookie sheet over the top of it. to help let the cabbage steam down a little bit. And I'm going to turn the temperature down to lowish and let that cook some more and let the cabbage soften. About every 3 to 5 minutes, come and stir it. Check your cabbage. Now, some people really like their cabbage cooked down really strong, too, mushy or soft. I like mine to still have a little bit of bite to it, so that, a little bit of a crunch. I suppose that's what I'm trying to say. And I think this is a good time to add a little bit more salt. And let's do our garlic powder. And it's still not enough. About that much. That should work. We've already got onion in there, so we just need to get a little garlic flavor. Let's put this back on for a few more minutes and we'll check it. Alright, this has been going for a few more minutes, and as you can see, and some of the cabbage is starting to brown a little bit. So I think this is probably about right. You can still see we've got some chunks that are a little bit bigger. They're probably going to have some crunch to them. But I think this is about ready to dish up. That's going to be pretty nice. Let's dish up a little bit. Now see, you can see where you got down to the bottom. It's a little more mushy. But that's okay, because this is still looking good. Alright, now we're going to dish up a little bit of it. Turn the heat off. And see how, and I'm going to let this cool for a little bit and then we'll taste it. So I've got the bits of potatoes and some cabbage here. We can get some potato too. That's pretty good. The cabbage has still got just a little bit of crunch to it. It's got a nice texture. The potatoes are not too mushy. It's just a really good tummy filling meal that was used during the Great Depression. Let me finish my bite. So I finished my bite, and that's all I got for you today on this one. This is a good Depression era meal, and like I said, if you want to dress it up, I think the Kokanen, I don't remember, I think it was a German dish, but that was called red potato Kokanen. You just use red potatoes, you use a cabbage, and then they use butter. And if during the Great Depression, if you have butter, butter is perfect for frying down the potatoes and then the cabbage into it. But lard is good. Beef tallow is good. Anything that you can use for a good fat, because in the Great Depression also they needed fat to get them through the day. So they needed their stomachs filled, they needed the fat, and they needed the calories and all that stuff. So this is a good meal to do. I want to remind you that I have a website called grandmashomestead.farm, and you can also find me on Facebook with my regular page is theciaellis. I know it's a mouthful. That's my regular page. I can be found on TikTok, Instagram, X, Rumble, and all them under either Thecia E or theciaellis. And then I have other YouTube channels you can check out too. Check out the show notes below, and you can see where all I can be found. All right, guys, that's all I got for you right now. I'm doing some more research for more meals so that we can all be prepared for the next Great Depression. God bless. I'll see you next time.